Welcome to Nonprofit Stories, inspiring tales from Silicon Valley. We will explore the transformative work of nonprofit organizations and leaders who are changing our community by tackling some of the most pressing issues facing Silicon Valley. So without further ado, let's dive into this exciting conversation. Today, we welcome Sabor Oyi, co-founder of Sabor's Well of Silicon Valley. Their mission is to support African communities, encompassing drilling wells, building schools and medical facilities, providing scholarships, and conducting leadership programs to promote individual growth and well-being. Thank you to our sponsor, TradeMyHome.com, for their community commitment and for making this podcast possible. In the Maasai community of Kenya, over 70% lack access to clean water sources within 5 kilometers, leading to a high incidence of waterborne diseases. This health crisis results in a substantial number of early childhood deaths. Additionally, the daily burden of water collection, taking 3 to 4 hours, reduces girls' school attendance by 40% and causes significant economic losses, estimated at 20% of potential income. And now your host of Nonprofit Stories, D.D. Kiso.
Sabore, welcome to the program today.
Thank you very much for having me.
So you are a Maasai warrior and an elder. Can you tell us about what that means in community leadership?
First of all, being a warrior is a stage in life that as a young man in my tribe, we become warriors. And becoming a warrior, you become a warrior through going through an initiation and then become a warrior. And going out in the bush for about between 5 to 7 years out there in the jungle with other warriors, learning a lot of things, learning how to use the medicine, how to respect each and every person, how to respect the elders, and how just to be responsible for your own life, how to be responsible in future. Because respect in my tribe is highly rated as one of the most important things that you can have as a person. So being a warrior is something that you learn, that stage of life. There's a lot going on as a teenager and everything, trying to find out who you are and be able to realize that through being with other people. So being a warrior is definitely one of the most important stages in a Maasai boy growing up, because girls cannot become warriors, it's only men. So yeah, I've been a warrior for that time, and then I graduated from being a warrior to an elder, and I'm one of the leaders within the community. We do what we train the young men now to become responsible and to become warriors. Because now it's not like when I was growing up, because my age set, we have what we call the age set. My age set was, most of them did not go to school. They were, all of them most of them are warriors. And being warriors, you have any other work. It's just to become a warrior, go out in the jungle, stay there with your friends. And there was no any other responsibility. But for the young kids now, they have a different path, because we want them to be to school. We want them to get an education. So what we have the school breaks, which is now they have a school break between October to January. So during that school break is when they go out and learn how to become warriors and do their initiation at that time. So most of them go to school for the break time. They do the practice. That things have changed a little bit different. And they can also just do the same thing that we have done, to go through the initiation and be able to be responsible. The only thing that they don't do now is going out and hunt the lions, because we stop that, doing out and hunt the lion. We realize that tourism is more important, and it is something that is giving back to the community, that we need to be able to earn something out of the wild animals. We live with them, so how can we not get something from them? So we stopped the warrior training. The warriors going out to hunt the lion. It's against the government laws. And it's also, we're doing a lot of conservation as a tribe of wildlife, so that if tourists come, they can able to come and see them. Because if we go out and hunt the lion like we used to do, there will be no lion for people to see. So we kind of stop that. So that is a way. And once you graduate, you become a leader, being elected by the elders within the community. And we don't have like you're only becoming a leader for 2 years or 3 years. You become a leader for the rest of your life, your lifetime. There is no change. So if you become a leader, being elected by the elders, there is no change. You become a leader for the rest of your life. So it's kind of a process that is being, mostly is the elders that provide all this information that, this is what you're supposed to do, this is how you're supposed to do this initiation. And there is nothing that is written within the cult. It's all passed by verbal. So you have to learn it. You have to be able to get all the information that you need through talking with the elders. So that is how you become an elder and how you become a warrior in the community. Yeah, they used to go out and hunt lion, and the only thing that they take is the mane of the lion. There's nothing else they can take from a lion, just the mane of the lion to use it for their graduation. Its ceremonies from being a young man, a warrior, to an elder.
How does your education influence your role in Sabores well?
My influence in getting an education really helped because of, first of all, the mission was to get water for the women. Second of all, we got the water and we decided what are we going to do next, because we have the water. Because the main thing was to educate the young girls, make them go to school. We thought the best thing to do is to build a school close to the well, so that when women come to collect water, they come with their young children, leave them in school, go home, come in the evening, collect more water, and go back to the village with their children. So we have decided, I think that really comes out and influenced the community through my education, because I realized I was the first one to finish high school in a community of maybe 3,500. And it wasn't that long ago. There are people who are older than me. But later after that, there was a big number of young men and young girls that were able to finish to school. They even went all the way to university, which have not gotten the opportunity to go to university and get a degree. There are so many of graduates in my village now that I'm not able to, I can't even tell you what is the number of the young people that have the degree. So that thing really impacted the community. My education impacted the community, and also seeing me going to school and still maintain my culture is something that is really impacting them, that yes, you can go to school, still have the culture, and you get an education. Really help them be able to realize it. Both of them are very, very important. And like I said, we built a school in the well side, which the school consists of about 5 classes that are being used right now. We have from PP1, which is pre-primary 1, to grade 3. Next year they're going to grade 4, and that school is actually changed a lot of community, because children now are going to school when they are young. I started school when I was, I don't know how old I am, first, so I can't really tell how old, but I know I was a little older too when I started school, and it was a walking distance. So now it has changed, because kids are now going to school when they're 4 years old, 3.5. Now they're studying. And you know that at that time, the brain of the child is very fast in getting everything and collecting all the information. So we are really fortunate that we have the school there, that through the help of support as well, the organization and the well-wishers and the donors, we were able to build that school. And now we have already built another 3 more classes, so that when the kids keep going up, they have a class waiting for them to go to the next level.
How many students are in the school right now?
We have 98 students, and we are hoping to go to more than 100 by next year, January, between the 8th and to the 15th. We are hoping to have more than 100 students in the school. So boys and girls.
That's an amazing accomplishment.
It is amazing accomplishment. It is amazing accomplishment. I think sometimes we still need more to do, because we still need more kids to be able to get an education. We still need more girls to realize that they also deserve to have a good education and become a doctor. They have dreams. I go to class sometimes and I ask them, what do you want to be in future? Some of them will say, I want to be a doctor. Some of them will say, I want to be a pilot. Some, I want to be an engineer. I want to be a teacher. And you can see there is a lot of potential. We probably even have a president in that class. We don't know. But the moment they get education, that thing will definitely change and they can become who they want to be. So, we still have more to do to be able to impact their community more.
A typical problem homeowners have when wanting to buy a new home is whether to sell first or buy first. Either way is risky. When ready to look for a new home, TradeMyHome.com, powered by Your Home Sold Guaranteed Realty, offers an upfront guaranteed cash offer on your current home. Are you moving in the next 3 to 6 months? Text PAIR to 408-740-7400 for a free and no obligation professional equity appraisal report, exclusively for Nonprofit Stories podcast viewers. For more information, visit TradeMyHome.com or call 408-740-7400. Remember, at TradeMyHome.com, your home is sold guaranteed or we'll buy it.
So tell me, what traditional Maasai practices do you maintain while leading these modern initiatives?
I love my culture very, very much. That is the least thing that I want to lose. So there are so many traditional, modern, traditional things that we need to keep. First of all, the dressing code is one most important thing that we need to keep to be identified as a Maasai.
So tell me more about your dress. Can you explain this to me about the plaid, and so we understand?
The plaids mostly do not have a meaning of the plaids comes out with every year. There's always different patterns of plaids and different. But the thing that will never go away is the color. They have black, red, and white mostly in our clothing, because red color is mostly a very special color for us. That because we have what we call the red ochre that we use in every ceremony that we do, that we apply on our head. Women put it on their cheeks, and the warriors use that for all the time. They're warriors. They always have to have like a red head with a red ochre. So the red color is a very special color for us, more like a color that identifies when you have an initiation ceremony, you have to put the red ochre. So it identifies that this is the person going through the ceremony. So it's really, really good to have to have the pattern, the red color on your clothing. So mostly the pattern doesn't mean a lot. It's only the clothing that matters mostly. The red, because it also scares away the wild animals. When you're out in the jungle, it scares the animals, don't want to get close to you, so it scares away the wild animals. And for the beads also come up with the timing. It's just like getting a new Nike shoe. You see, like the bracelets that I'm wearing, they have different patterns, and this comes from every year. There's a different pattern of these things, and it is only the women. They don't have anything like a computer to design them. A woman sit down and decided this is what I want to do, and they just come up with this amazing pattern. So yes, so the dressing code is one of the things that I think is we have to keep as a tribe, because it identifies us and gives us the path that people all around the world will know that this is a Maasai. A second thing is the initiation ceremonies for the young men, to realize having the warriorship and going to be a warrior for the shortest time that you can become is something that is very important to help them be able to learn the culture and be able to learn the way of life and respecting other people and be able to be responsible in your future and be able to take care of your family. Those are the cultures that I think we need to keep. And also the respect of our culture, because if I'm walking on the road, I walk on the way, I will never pass anybody without saying hello. I have to say hello, ask them how they are doing. If it is an older person, the older person will have to ask me how I'm doing and how is my family. And we know each other from a very, very long distance. I know people living by like 50 kilometers away from me. Like all the area, I know almost each and every person. So that is the culture that we need. And also, I don't need to, to report that I'm coming to your home. I will just show up in my home, in your home, eat, drink, and sleep if I'm going to stay there. And I don't have to tell you that I'm coming next week or the next month. No, I'll just show up and I can get everything. So that is the culture that I want. We want to be able to keep as we move forward with the technology and the moving world and all these things that are happening. Those are the things that I really think we should keep as a tribe.
Gosh, we've lost something just so beautiful. Mm-hmm. And that was a love for one another and a culture of caring.
Yeah, and the other thing that we do things together. Because if we want to have a wedding ceremony, for example, in our family, if one of my brothers is getting married, we don't decide as a family. We have to call the community around to come and sit with us and say, at this time of the month, that is when we are going to have this ceremony. And they will say, I am giving a cow, I'm giving a goat, I'm giving this, to be able to help you make sure that the ceremony is beautiful, successful, and everything is going well. So you don't do something for yourself. The community have to decide what you want to do. And the community have to say, we don't do this because this is not right. We do this because that is right. And you don't have an option. You have to follow what they say. So that is one of the best thing that I really like. At our school, we have 3 types of uniform. We have uniform that is supposed to be worn, a must for the government that they wear on Friday and Monday and Friday. And this is because they have to put up the flag. And when they put up the flag, they have to wear official school uniform. And then on Tuesday, they wear clothes like me. They come to school. If they want to wear the beads, they can wear the beads and come to school. And it's one of the reasons why they have to wear these things is to teach them that wearing this kind of clothes is good, because it was to an extent that people do not like to wear this because, it's Western and people would like to wear, new fashion clothes and coming up. So people are kind of putting away this kind of clothes and wearing the Western clothes, but they can only wear this during the ceremonies, initiation ceremony. Our school, we give them these uniforms so that they can learn that these are the right clothes as a tribe to wear. And we have the tracksuit that they wear on Wednesday for sports. So those are the 3 uniforms that we have in our school.
How did the vision of Sabore's well go from 2 wells to 400?
Yeah, the vision was, at the beginning, was 2 wells. Because when I met Therese, I asked her to help me build 2 wells in our community. But she didn't know how to do it. But, we did it. And after that, I went through a program in Santa Clara University, a program that had a lot of people from different parts of the world. And the program was run by the Global Women Leadership Network. But during that year, 2010, they involved men in the program. And I was very lucky to be able to be 3 of the men in the program. One of them was from Costa Rica. Another one was from around the Bay Area, who was a student going to Santa Clara University, a law student, and myself. So we were only 3 men, and then there was about 30 women in the program. And going through that program, I went through the program on a vision of, this is my vision and I want to do this for my community. But one evening when we went for dinner as a group, one of my coaches, her name is Camille Smith, sitting on the table, she took like a salt shaker, put it all over the table. And she asked me, Sabore, why don't you make all these wells? And I said, Camille, how can I make all these wells? She said, you can do it. And I said, okay. So I moved from a 2-man well to a 400-man well, which it will happen. Sabore's well is here to stay and it's going to do more. So maybe if I do maybe the much that I can do, somebody else will be able to take over and be able to follow the path and make sure that we have the 400 wells. So that is what made me change from a 2-man well to a 400-man well.
A dream and a vision.
Correct.
So tell me, looking forward, what is your vision for the Maasai community?
The future of the Maasai community is very simple and clear. To have clean water and to have access to education. And what we are doing is we're building wells and put a school in a well. So the model that we want to use is build a school and build a well and put a school there. So that the people within that community will be able to have water and have education. And then go to the next community, do the same, build a well and build a school as a model of, making sure that they get access to clean water and they get access to education. So that is the model and that is the future that I want for my tribe and for my community. Not only my tribe, but we can also expand it to other tribes in Kenya because Kenya has 44 tribes in the country. So we can also expand and be able to help other communities if Sabore's well is able to do that.
Well, I have to say, what I really appreciate about you is how your leadership and you're bringing your own community along to have Sabore's well serve community and not have outside money tell you how to run your community and how to do your program. So I love that you are maintaining your culture and your tribe and you're driving it from within in a way that serves community and serves tradition and elevates and educates and provides such wonderful health care. Thank you again for being here. I'm absolutely fascinated.
Thank you so much for having me. Thank you very much.
Here's a sneak peek of the next episode of Nonprofit Stories, featuring Sargon Badal, a detective at the San Jose Police Department.
In Silicon Valley, actually, there are a lot of different forms of human trafficking, whether it's sex trafficking, labor trafficking.
San Jose Police Department is committed to public safety, equity, and 21st century policing, focusing on community partnerships, dignity, fairness, and respect for the diverse community, ensuring equal protection and rights for all in San Jose.
Construction, labor, illicit massage parlors, even individuals.
Check out our next full episode on Wednesday at 5 o'clock Pacific and 8 o'clock Eastern on YouTube and Apple Podcast. Thank you for listening to the podcast and acknowledging the impactful work of nonprofits in Silicon Valley. Please subscribe and share this episode with a friend. Thank you to our sponsor, TradeMyHome.com, for their community commitment and for making this podcast possible. Until next time, remember to support local nonprofits.